when it is drizzling. The energy in the room is superb. Thanks for coming. Thanks for making here. We are an ancient civilization. We go by some customs and traditions. So before we start this important convention, let us start with lighting the lamp the traditional way. To do these honors, I invite our chief guest, Dr. B.C. Gupta. I invite Dr. Shantaram, the Vice Chancellor of MGR University. I invite Dr. Jailal, Vice President IMA. And I invite Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, Senior Obstetrician and Gynecologist. And finally, our very dear Advocate, Mr. Mahendra Kumar Bajpayee, and Dr. T.N. Ravi Shankar. Sir, please, if you can all join us here. So without taking too much time, I think we will start with the breakaway sessions immediately. Yeah. I am sure all of you have been provided with the agenda of the day. I am also sure that all of us are aware of exactly what we are trying to achieve here in this national convention. We have selected a few key issues that affect the quality of healthcare being delivered in the country today. And we would like to bring about certain changes in the laws as they exist today. So each of you here is a thought leader, and the deliberations, the discussions that we have in each of these three separate halls today are going to be put in a white paper, which is going to be circulated amongst the policymakers, amongst the press, media, so that we can get the desired outcome from these deliberations. I hope we can stick to the topic on hand, to the subject on hand, without deviating too much, because time is of essence. We do not have too much of time. We will have about 1.5 or 2 hours of serious discussions and deliberations. Post that, we will have the plenary session where all of you will join us for the keynote address by the chief guest and some felicitation. And I think it is now time for us to start with the actual deliberations. Thank you so much for being here again. On behalf of Institute of Medicine and Law, I welcome you all and hope we have a very interesting and a very eventful discussion.
I also have the pleasure of welcoming the law students from the Bharat Institute of Law who are going to be part of us to see through what the medical fraternity is offering to the citizens of this country. In fact, we have tried students from the Madras Medical College, but I think the law college is willing now to come and listen to what we are going to say. This hall is meant for medical tribunal. People who had been designated or who would like to stay back here can be, the PCPNDT Act linking with Aadhar. This hall. The adjacent hall is for the medical tribunal. Whoever wishes and already who had been designated to that hall, please come over to the next hall. And the one in the Hampi Harappa is just walk down the stairs on after taking to your left is the Hampi Harappa Hall, where it is for drug sensitivity. And students can find themselves whichever is interesting, whichever hall they can. There is lunch in this hall as well as in the Hampi Harappa Hall. Post lunch, we are assembling here. Anything else I will be willing to clarify, and Dr. Ramalingam and Dr. Parthiban sir and some volunteers are there to help you out wherever you are, any difficulty. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bajpai sir, Mr. Mangal, and Dr. TNR sir for this session. I think we'll start with the session straight away. Friends, I stand here as just a proposer of an idea, but the expertise are probably, you are the persons to tell us, because you have been doing this, you have been involved in this act, you have been facing the pros and cons of it. I think you will have greater expertise and professional ideas compared to what I have got to say. So my purpose here is to propose this idea in the light of what we have been seeing, and then get inputs from you in a brief format, and then compile it and give it to the Institute of Medicine and Law, who would in turn compile it as a white paper and circulate among the policymakers. So I propose to keep it very simple. So this is how it goes. I'm happy that Gupta sir also is here for us to lend his expertise from the judiciary side. Observer. So long ago, this was this mindset which was there, the predominantly patriarchal society, who were killing the female child soon after birth, which we call the female infanticide. Now this group wanted female feticide, that is to kill the girl child even before the kid was born, but they didn't have any technology to know that. So that is when we had technology coming in, and technology, as we know, always has pros and cons. The con being the gender determination by ultrasound, and what followed was a spurt in the female feticide. The girl child was being killed even before birth. So the obvious culprit was the medical profession, and we failed to self-regulate ourselves by the act, by the empowerment that was given to us more than 60 years ago. We should have done something about it, but our medical fraternity just noticed and kept quiet, because of which the state had to intervene, and the state brought about this PCPNDT Act, which abolished gender determination. So the purpose of this act, the objective is noble, but are we heading in the right direction? The government's statistics itself says that in spite of enactment of this PCPNDT Act for the last more than 25 years, the female CSR, the female child sex ratio, continues to drop. This is the statistics, but I would like to draw your attention specifically to this period from 1991, that is the year closest to the enactment of the Act, which was 1994, to the latest census that we have in hand, which is 2011. Across the country, there is a significant drop in the female child sex ratio. And even last year we had this report which said there's a significant, 17 out of 21 states there is a drop in the CSR. So with the PNDT Act, where we have several sections, subsections, authorities at various levels from center down to the district or even the taluk levels, and there are various investigating teams who conduct a lot of inspections, and many lakhs of inspections have been carried on, ongoing cases, convictions and so on. But the fundamental thing is the ratio continues to fall. So is there a basic fundamental problem with this enactment or the implementation? The idea is noble, but are we heading in the right direction? So the letter of law is being amended, but what about the spirit of it? So this is where we started. There is this mindset which is using ultrasound as this is where I would like you to focus a little bit, using the ultrasound as the abatement to the crime. The crime per se is the feticide, whereas ultrasound is used as the abettor of the crime. And the perpetrator is the mindset or the people who are actively doing it. So this entire act is focused on the abatement rather than the perpetrator. So just to make it simple, or just to draw a simple analogy of a person who wants to commit suicide. A person with a suicidal tendency uses this rope to hang himself. Initially, to stop him, I think, yes, we can grab the rope from him and say you can't do it. But how long are we going to go after the ropes without changing his mindset? Because he will go for an alternative way of committing suicide. I think we have come to a stage where the people with this mindset continue with the female feticide by some other technology or by some other ways that they devise. So who are these people with this mindset? A few unethical doctors, a lot of quacks who don't come under the pretext of the law itself. They are unregistered. They quietly do this without even coming under the purview of the law or the implementing agencies. Some unscrupulous relatives, and sometimes the lady herself because of the pressure of the family pressure. So who can fight it together? We have the state, judiciary, the ethical doctors, law-abiding citizens. Can we all come on one page with the technology that we have? That is what we are trying to propose. And can this technology be a simple, accurate, retrievable, trackable method, and at the same time be very effective and cost-effective? So what we are proposing is nothing new. It has already been there in some other area, wherein to issue a SIM card, they say authentication of a person is important by the biometrics. The thumbprint is taken, the Aadhar linkage is given to the SIM card company. They check the fingerprint of the person to verify his authenticity of his identity and then issue a SIM card. So if a SIM card can be issued in 15 minutes, why can't a Beti Bachao scheme be linked to Aadhar with the objective, the same objective of the PNDT, and save our girl child in just 5 minutes? And this 5 minutes, what I'm talking about is the time taken to enter the scan details. Not too many scan details so that you can protect the privacy of the patient, just the age of conception and the gender. So if we can tie up PAN card, bank account, and so many things to the Aadhar, why don't we think of linking such scan details to protect our girl child? So we have the Beti Bachao scheme and the Aadhar. Why don't we link it and also revolutionarily declare and document the gender in it? And this side also is not new because it was proposed long ago by Honorable Minister Maneka Gandhi. It was not taken at that time because our so-called digital India had not developed to that extent. But now it is, the government itself has says 99% of the population have come under Aadhar. So maybe this is the right time to implement it and save our girl child. So what we are proposing is the Aadhar details to be linked to the basic scan. The first time the lady undergoes a scan, every subsequent scan, the eventual delivery, or in case there is MTP for some reason, there can be some medical reason where the lady would need abortion or MTP. So all of these have to be linked. So once a scan is done and entered, in 9 months' time, the eventual outcome also has to come in. In case it doesn't come in, we know there is something wrong. So once that is done, any illegal player or a quack or anyone will think twice before laying his hand on a patient unethically or illegally, because he knows the first scan is documented. In case the child is not delivered and the abortion is done, the authorities know who to chase and where to come and ask. So it's only a matter of time. Maybe 9 months is the time for anybody to fall out of the illegal business. So I think, and this one more thing, I'll just say this and then stop here. We could have something like this, an app from the government's platform, which will which will help the stakeholders, all the stakeholders, to come on one platform, where the mother can be given a portal to explain or put forward a grievance. The doctor can easily upload his data onto this app. At the end of the day, he has done some 20 scans. He can easily upload this 10 scans or 20 scans in his app, which can be easily retrieved by the appropriate authority sitting in his office. He need not come here at all. And the judiciary can also retrieve this data as required if there's a litigation. So there is one app sitting in the comfort of your office with very little paperwork. You can go ahead and help this cause. So what will indirectly be helped is, once the PNDT Act is being served, the next thing that will automatically be covered is the MTP Act. Because we know when there's an MTP also, it's going to be documented and registered. And 18 years down the line, there's this act which will also be taken care of, which is the Child Marriage Restraint Act, because now still in some states, child marriages are going on, giving the false age. But once we know the age of the kid, it can't be manipulated later on. So there are a few more slides, but I think I'll stop here for the moment. May I suggest the participants or the experts from this field, radiologists, obstetricians, the judiciary or managing committee members and so on, to come up with what they think from this idea perspective, because I'm sure a lot of the experts have their own grievances, a lot of grievances, and a lot of problems that have been facing. But the purpose here is, in the light of your experiences or the problems that you have faced, is there some way by which we can use this idea or any other modification of this idea? I'm not saying this is the best idea which has to be implemented. If there's a modification of this which can be used to serve the purpose towards saving our girl child. Why I'm repeating this is, if we have to put forward a proposal to the government, I think we'll have to talk or narrative, we have to build up our narrative in this direction. We have to say that we are looking towards saving a girl child, and then eventually also build up our interest also into it. If we start up with, we have the right and this is our right or fundamental right of this and that, I think it will not even be taken by the authorities. So I think we'll have to be intelligent enough to describe our narrative such a way that we are on the same page with you, so that we can together save the girl child with saving very little efforts, with little efforts from our side in this direction. And in the long term, to address the mindset, we'll come to it later, how we can help you to implement various incentive schemes that you have been mentioning about Beti Bachao and so on. Instead of wasting our time with the paperwork, how can we help you with various other schemes and therefore build up the goodwill with the people and hence the government. So are we okay to start? I think the organizer said 5 minutes for each participant.
So I'm Dr. Murli. I'm the national coordinator for the youth wing of the Indian Radiology and Imaging Association. I'm also the central council member from Tamil Nadu. So this PCPNDT is an act which was implemented about almost now 25 years now. And as a medical fraternity, we have always been cribbing about this act rather than taking it more proactively. That is my personal feeling. I thought this was an act, it was a good, it was a blessing in disguise for all radiologists and for all practicing sonologists who could eliminate quacks from the system and make this PCPNDT more robust. And there have been several, we have this what is called the CSB board, which is called the Central Supervisory Board for the PCPNDT Act. And though they are supposed to meet more frequently, they meet at least once a year and discuss the various amendments that should be brought into this PCPNDT Act. And the major, we have always been fighting on the personal problems that we face while doing the scan, which is, the minor, the minor offenses, the major offenses, and we wanted, not wearing a coat and not wearing a, badge and not filling the form F properly should be made as a minor offense, and centers should not be sealed because of these problems. So, but then, why this PCPNDT Act has not helped to improve the girl sex ratio is because of the mindset at which it has been implemented. Tamil Nadu is okay, but all over India, what I see is that this act is being more used as a target, to target a medical fraternity than as a tool to improve female infanticide. to prevent female infanticide. So this last CSP meeting which happened on October 10th, the Indian Radiology and Imaging Association has firmly said that we will and we should implement what is called the EPNDT. So what happens with EPNDT is very similar to what this proposal which has come. So instead of this filing of Form F manually, there is a common portal, the e-portal, where all the scans that is being done by the radiologist or the sonologist is registered at the PCPNDT portal. And then, of course, in that PCPNDT portal, there will be the Aadhar card of the patient, there will be the all the other details of this patient, and then this becomes a record for future follow-up of this patient. Tamil Nadu government has been very proactive in this, and in fact, if I was just reading about it yesterday, we have what the government has proposed, what is called the Pregnancy and Infant Cohort Monitoring and Evaluation. It's called the PACME. What the Tamil Nadu government is trying to do is that it is linking the benefits of the pregnancy to this PCPNDT. So that is the Dr. Muthulakshmi maternity benefit scheme, wherein any pregnant woman is given 12,000 rupees as a benefit for her delivery. So this, they have split it into 4,000 rupees each 4,000 at the 7th month, 4,000 at the time of delivery, and 4,000 when actually the child gets her DPT vaccine. So what we propose, I would like to propose, is that we could link this PICME with the EPNDT and this Aadhar. So what primarily happens is that, unfortunately in this, what the government has said that the first 4,000 is being given at the 7th month, which is almost 28 weeks. So what I would propose is that means that the lady, the pregnant woman, is going to be registered very late. So my suggestion is that our main target should be that by 10 weeks of pregnancy, we should register any pregnant woman in India. So by that, at least by 10 weeks, they are into our system. And what happens is that after that, we know the follow-up, the follow-up of these pregnant women till delivery. And PICMA is also linked the birth certificate of the child with the registration. So if a pregnant woman who is registered is not registered, then the birth certificate of the child is not issued. So that is the aim of at least the Tamil Nadu government's PICME cohort. So it is linking the pregnant woman till the delivery and till the first vaccine which is being injected by the government. So I see this scheme of linking the Aadhar as a very good method, because I think we have had, again, this PICME is giving a 12-digit new registration number, which is not necessary. We already have so many registration numbers, and the whole aim of Digital India is to have one identity number. So with Aadhar, we are going to have one number. So that same number we can use for the registration of the lady, and for giving her maternity benefits, and also for using that same number for following up this pregnancy. So there is only one issue I saw in this declaration of sex. This was actually, as Sir said, proposed by Honorable Maneka Gandhi a few years ago. That time it was shot down in the CSB by all the social activists, saying that we don't have the the manpower to follow up all these ladies, pregnant women who have been. See, we declare a pregnant woman. Actually, she said that let us declare that this lady is carrying a female baby, and let us follow her up till delivery. And then of course the government also didn't support it, because they simply didn't have the manpower to do that. But now, if you are going to link the Aadhar with the sex of the baby, and see, at least now, just like when you deposit more than 10 lakhs in your account, there is a blip at the RBI the server. Something similar. So if you're going to have a female child, and we are going to declare the sex of this female child, and it is going to be linked to Aadhar, and then at the end of the 9th month or the 10th month, if that delivery is not happening and that birth certificate is not being issued, it's all digital now. So I mean, thanks to the Digital India, it's all digital now, and so it can give us something is wrong at this delivery. And then now we have the village, the panchayat level and the government level workers who could actually follow up that and see what happened to that delivery. So, but only problem I see here is the confident determination of the sex of the fetus. Yes. Now that is a very gray area. Now, I mean, though we have though 12 to 14 weeks, ideally, or even at 15 weeks, I'm not sure how many percentage of the practicing sonologists will actually declare this sex correctly, and if declared wrongly, then what are going to be the consequences? That I think I put it to the forum to discuss further. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have that pick-me number. Once the lady is pregnant, she will have the registration with the local village health nurse. That pick-me number, I think they need their ID card. I'm not sure about that Aadhar card, but some ID card only that pick-me number is given. All patients will have the pick-me number. Without that pick-me number, they cannot get the birth certificate for the baby. So as you told, this pick-me number, why can't we use for the sonology, for whatever nearing that 16 and 18 weeks? This pick-me number is throughout India. It is not only in Tamil Nadu, it is throughout India. If you suggest this so-and-so Lalita pick-me number, means everyone can know that this pick-me number is of Lalita from so-and-so village. Like that, is it possible, rather than going for another number? Then, in a government setup or in a private, if to 16 to 18 weeks, all patients, then definitely they have to be told about the male baby and the female baby. Sir was telling, no, if it is the female baby means the continuation gender. So is it necessary for all patients to tell about the gender, male and female? How come we will know that this is the female baby and this is the male baby?
No, I will just take the concerns. So, ma'am's concern is whether it can be declared or not, I mean, whether it is correctly declarable or not.
Yes, that is the point. Correctly declarable or not, whether to continue.
Correctness of the declaration.
I am Dr. Vijayalakshmi Seshadri, again obstetrician. I feel linking to Aadhar is not wrong, but again, so many numbers again and again. Now only people have started understanding about the PICME, and all of them are now tuned to that, and they do get registered with the PICME. The only thing is, not everybody goes at the first visit for PICME. So probably even the responsibility is on the practicing obstetrician or whoever registers them, because the first time itself, if they go and get registered with any number, whether it is PICME or Aadhar, let us standardize that, probably the traceability is easy. And of course, the identifying sex through ultrasound has been there for a long time, and we know where it is not really limited by the law. People do even write it up saying this shadow is seen and all. But here, because there is always a legal hand on it to say that we should not divulge that whatever the gender of the baby, they don't write. But I'm sure most of the sonologists at a particular stage do that. But if you're thinking of a feticide, anyway, medical law doesn't allow us to do an abortion beyond 20 weeks or 12 weeks if there is one practitioner, and beyond 20 weeks for two practitioners. So even after only again those people who are going to slightly divert from the routine or being sort of quack or being non-conventional or being little not following the rules only will do. So they can anyway find a way out for everything. That's the issue. Now, but actually speaking, when you apply a law, it binds most of the practitioners who really work in the straight line. So again, the limitation of the gestational age at which the terminations can be done is itself binding. So I still feel, yes, Aadhar link is fine, just like how we are linking Aadhar to everything. But whether we are able to trace and then we follow them up from the beginning and then do, it would take a great effort. Yes, sir. Sir, you give your, you didn't speak yet.
Main point I would like to stress here is
Sir, for the camera, we need your name.
See, I am Dr. Murugan, past president, state president, Radiology and Imaging Association. Now, I'm also a director of Indian Scan at Tambram, professor of radiology, ex-professor of radiology in Madras Medical College. Now, objective of today's discussion is how to reduce the female feticide. So with that content, our suggestions will be like, now with the DMS discussions, we came to know that PCPNDT is going to be implemented in Tamil Nadu in a month or two. So there is an e-portal where all this PNDT related active information has to be fed in. Okay, so when you register in PNDT, now a separate app is not required. Now we can link whatever details we want. That details can be entered in the e-form itself. But when that PNDT registration has to be done is the major point of discussion. Now, like everything is finance related in our country. Now, if you are giving some money, the people will come forward and get themselves registered. No, like incentives. See, suppose if you say, instead of now what's being done is that if they register up to 28 weeks, they get that money. If they register even at 28 weeks, they get the money. But we should change this aspect. Why? If they register at 28 weeks means there is enough time for sex determination and there is enough time for them to decide also. So what we can do is, the first registration should be done somewhere in 14th week, 14th to 16th week. Less than that. Only then, if we strongly say the first registration, the first money dispersal will be at the 14 to 16 weeks time, where that money is really useful because the fetus grows fast at that time. The money, whatever incentive, because of the economy, most of the people, why this money is given at 28 weeks? For the improvement of the women health. So, if the money is given early, the people will come forward and register themselves early at around 14 to 16 weeks time. So that is one. Once they get registered with the pygmy, and which is ultimately linked with EPNDT. Now, because we are going to have an EPNDT very soon, so pygmy along with the EPNDT, if it is registered, compulsorily registered on that time, say 14 to 16 week time, definitely we can achieve good monitoring of the fetuses. But a big drawback in the system is, as you rightly said, this female feticide is not being done by majority of the occasions, it's all being done by the quacks, one, or unethical doctors. These two persons will not take any point in registering the PNDT at all. Do you think he'll register in the PNDT and then do an abortion? No. How to bring them into the fold is the main concern now. See, most of the gynecologists or most of the radiologists or most of the sonologists who are doing a scan are not aiming at revealing the sex to the baby or the people attender. Who are doing that? Mainly if you ask Dr. Natarajan, who had been to a part of inspection committee, he would say most of these abortions are done in a place where they don't maintain any forms. Their mission itself is not registered. So our concern should be to how to curtail that component which is contributing about 80% of the female feticide. So that should be an area which should be focused, and with the linking of pygmy and EPNDT at an early stage of 14 to 16 week, we can definitely curtail the female feticide by the rest of the components like the doctors and ethical doctors. But the unethical doctors and quacks, we'll have to take some other route.
If I can
because
just,
they'll not definitely register.
yeah, if I can just ask you, sir.
Only one point, sir. Sir was telling about that registration at 28 weeks and the money given. That though the money is given at the 28 weeks, they should have minimum of at least 3 to 4 visits with that particular VHN. Then only they will get that money, sir. Yes.
My idea is, if you give the money for the 16 weeks, they registered early. Now you are giving an option. You till 28 weeks you can register.
Sometimes these are all laws, it's okay, sir. Most of the time, all 3 money they will get only after the delivery in some places. So it has to be streamlined. Okay, this idea is good.
How it was happening, that is what you are saying, madam. But our suggestion is, if it is given at that
14
time,
weeks.
at 14 weeks, then the women are encouraged to get registered.
Definitely.
No, like if they are getting money, they'll definitely get registered. So that is one way of encouraging women to get registered.
So may I just ask, what are the data you enter into the ePNDT portal? What are the data you enter into the ePNDT portal?
We enter first the patient's name, the address, number of child, the present gravida, the previous how many child are alive and all that.
Whatever you're already entering in the PNDT forms,
Yeah,
you
that
enter
is
it
going
in the
to be
electronic format.
Yeah, instead of paper, we are going to enter into an electronic.
So you're saving paper by
yes,
ePNDT.
yes,
That
yes.
is one.
That is the main objective.
That's the main objective of the ePNDT portal.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah.
No,
Saves.
more than saving paper, it is more of saving and preserving this
And-
format and wrong filing of format.
Yeah, that is
Now
main
this
thing.
website
See,
will not allow it.
No.
see, once if you
But
don't
that's
fill
what-
up a particular column,
See, that
it
is
will not
what I
accept.
wanted to ask. This ePNDT filling up or uploading is based on the patients what they give, right?
Yes.
What name she tells,
Yes, yes.
what address she gives.
Yeah.
Aadhar does not allow that. Only
one
the
minute, one
authentic
minute,
name,
1 minute.
only the authentic address will come in.
No,
So that is
no,
one.
here, 1 minute. In the ePNDT itself, what we are suggesting to the medical directorate is, they'll have a biometry also.
So it comes in
They'll
at
have
that point.
Yeah, so everything is linked.
So-
what we are suggesting is,
So directorate will link it.
no, in the center itself. See, all the center where it's being
So
done,
ePNDT
the
with-
biometry, instead of signature, you get the biometry.
So ePNDT with the Aadhaar, that's what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying. Okay. And the PICME number, how is it helping, ma'am? Can you just throw some light on how PICME number is?
pick me number, at least for the sake of getting a birth certificate, people do get it registered. All uneducated, uneducated, we, even if they don't get it registered during the first or second visit, during the subsequent visits, we make them do it and put down a note on their case sheet or the OP sheet that they have to get it registered, and there are many e-Sevai Mayamla kuduthirukanga. So we ask them to go and get registered in a PHC at least, even if not with a VHN, and at least for the sake of birth certificate, they get it done, sir.
No, but what is the objective of creating this pick me number?
How many mothers are being pregnant and how, what is the course of the pregnancy? Are they getting delivered or not?
Okay, to monitor the course of it from the time of the first scan.
Yes.
So if that pick me number
Not
is
scan, registered with the doctor. Scan is not coming here anyway.
okay, so
Statistics na.
to provide statistical
Ama,
details.
ultrasound has got no role with pick me number.
Pick me number is mainly to provide the demographics of the.
Yes.
It just
birth.
tells you how many people are registered with you and how do they end up, whether they end up in terminations in between for whatever reason, and then whether they go in for a delivery.
So all of these details of follow-up, delivery or not, pregnancy, all of these things are entered manually.
See, the only thing is probably there is an act, yes, manually, but in some places we do have computerized software.
Okay, but is it linked to any centralized data collection?
No, maybe they would follow it up later. I have no idea.
As of now,
no, we have no idea because they just get the pick me number. Probably we thought it gives an access to the government to track it at the end and give a statistics after some years. Okay, so many got registered, so many got terminated, some went in for delivery. Also, probably they have a hold on the patient to track back and say whether it came with the idea, I think, when they started linking whether it is cesarean or normal delivery and all those things also they can track.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Dr. Suresh, Director of Pediscan, also the former President of the Indian Federation of Ultrasound and Medicine Biology and advisor to Indian Society of Clinical Sonology. There are three issues, sir, basically. First of all, we are talking about pregnancy tracking. And pregnancy tracking, I don't think there is anybody disagrees that pregnancy tracking must be done. How it is to be tracked, whether to Aadhar or PICME, there are issues. But I think Aadhar, I find favor with Aadhar more than PICME, because what PICME has done in the rural area, it has actually drawn away patients from the private sector to the government sector. Because the people who, when they go for registration, I've had doctors come and tell me, why are you going here? You go and have a scan done here. You go and deliver here. The people who are registering are actually doing. It's a system issue here. But doing Aadhar across the country, everybody knows Aadhar and everybody has an Aadhar. They have to carry an identity with them all the time. And that, I think, makes a lot of sense. The second thing is, I think declaration of gender may not find favor with anybody because the very thing we are trying to avoid is what we are trying to say. Even though it makes logical sense that, yes, if you know who are the girl babies, we can go and track them. But on the other hand, let us look at the window of opportunity which is available for us. Before 12 weeks, ultrasound cannot detect the sex of the baby. Now, after 20 weeks, you cannot do termination of pregnancy. Now, you need to monitor the pregnancy only between 12 and 20 weeks. Right? And in this 12 and 20 weeks also, if you attach an ultrasound report, as you say, whether all the report is normal or abnormal that needs to be required with the gestational age, if somebody is terminating, somebody is already registered, so the moment you identify pregnancy, you go and register. So your registration point actually tells you when the pregnancy was discovered in that woman. Right? So that means, let us say at 10 weeks she knows that she is pregnant. Now, this woman has an ultrasound and that ultrasound shows a normal report. Maybe because most people get an early ultrasound now and that shows normal report. The same woman at 18 weeks has a termination of pregnancy at a completely different place than where she was checking. He is checking with his doctor, but she goes to another hospital, maybe another state, maybe another region, and says she goes to a government hospital, says, I want termination of pregnancy. The MTPTA allows her to terminate, irrespective of whether baby is normal or abnormal. This is the crux of the problem. If you track termination of normal pregnancies in the second trimester, that's where your girl babies are going. Now, anything beyond 20 weeks, today people actually, even for an anomalous baby, people go to court and get a direction from the court whether they can terminate or not terminate. So here I see a woman who's on the labor board and they need to check whether the heartbeat is there or no, and somebody is pushing one form F into her and says, sign it now. That's what is happening now. And it's ridiculous what we are doing. 30 million births have to be tracked. And the window of opportunity is 12 and 20 weeks. 30 million births, or even, let us say even 10% of women are actually having an ultrasound. Today, mandatory by FIGO standards, a woman has to have minimum 3 ultrasounds in pregnancy. How many ultrasounds are you going to track? So, we need to create where is our window of opportunity, which is between 12 and 20 weeks. Intense monitoring between 12 and 20 weeks should do. And secondly, once you say you have a system of tracking the pregnancy and outcome, you have a huge database in your hands which actually helps you to track stillbirths, actually it helps you to track small babies, and it will improve healthcare in such a huge way that the entire obstetric care will improve because of that. So for sex determination, window of opportunity is well, and if MTP Acts is implemented in its correct form, 12 and 20 weeks is all that we need to monitor. We are simply barking up the wrong tree by extending the whole thing throughout pregnancy.
So you mentioned about 3 issues, sir.
Yes, sir.
The pregnancy tracking, declaring of gender, and the third issue is 12 to 20.
Yes, sir. Window of opportunity is between 12 and 20 weeks.
Yeah, please, the next participant. Ideas. Just perspective. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I didn't register myself. I am Dr. Manju Gnanasekharan. I am from Janani Nursing Home, Selayur, practicing obstetric gynecology and ultrasound for the last 20 plus years.
Hello, I am Dr. Nandarajan, radiologist. I am working in Kadalur GH as a radiologist. I am working in this PCPNDT as a national as well as state inspection committee. I used to go to several centers for inspection and one of the monitoring committee persons, and you might have come across in Tiruvannamalai also recently. We have detected one non-medico quack. She has been involved in sex determination. She has trained under an OGCN for 10 years, and she has been involved in sex determination. At a Sunday, some 20 persons are there inside her home. It is not registered, it is not this thing. And we as an inspecting team from the DMS office with the police officials and myself as a radiologist and other people, we enter in a disguise, merely to say disguise only. We entered and we found so much irregularities. We found an unregistered machine. We called the police personnel, we informed the collector, we sealed the center. After 10 months, in a jail sentence, she came out. Again started doing in 2016. At midnight, it has flashed in TV also, everything. And again, in the midnight, we snooked and we approached the same team approach, and we caught her at 1:30 in the midnight. And recently, yesterday, day before yesterday, she's again with another ultrasound machine. She started doing in Kallakurichi, in a different place. She was arrested by Tiruvannamalai collector and the officials, police officers. So quacks are doing, so much of things that they are doing. I agree with your point that, sir, linking Aadhaar is a good, at as early as possible when the patient, but I disagree with revealing the sex of the fetus. The reason is, there is somehow our society is, male gender preponderance, laws, right, a lot of things are, the discrimination is there. But mindset should be changed from the society itself. And if you reveal the sex of the fetus, they find some loophole to terminate the child. Ultimately, the law is not to reveal the sex of the fetus. And if you reveal the sex of the fetus, they will find somehow they will find the sex, some loophole to terminate. Ultimately, the child sex ratio for a female child sex ratio will go down only. So, yesterday and day before yesterday, we are discussing with the TNMSC officials. I mean, our team members, linking Aadhar is good. And Tamil Nadu government is going to come after Diwali, they are going to 12 points norm. They are planning to, as Murli is saying, the PNDT, they are going to. Recently, I went to Karnataka. They are got a separate Baliga software. Throughout Karnataka state, we have inspected some 20 scan centers. And all are following, but few people, even after registering, they are linking with Aadhar also, sir, in the Baliga software. Now, if you take some states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Karnataka are following this. Andhra also, they are following this thing. But Tamil Nadu not yet. We have gone through and we got all the informations, and we are planning to implement in after Diwali. There are 12-point norms, linking with Aadhar also. But they said, definitely it is not acceptable to reveal the sex of the fetus. The government is also against revealing the sex of the fetus. Somehow they find out some loopholes, and they will say this it has occurred naturally. Some bleeding has occurred, and we went into the things that is serious complication. We cannot trace it. Ultimately, the female sex ratio will go down only. But they will have a fear that our identity has been registered by Aadhar or some other means, like Big Me, Aadhar, everything they can link it, but not revealing the sex. Any other things you want to say, sir?
May I?
I am a national vice president. No, this is a very pertaining issue. Many states are working on that. But linking our privacy to the Aadhar is a issue which we need to work a lot. Privacy is a fundamental right. And you started by saying that geophone we had an Aadhar link. But pregnancy cannot be connected to the geophone. And it is a private matter, private affairs of a person. And very recently, if you see in Andhra, 24,089 pregnancy Aadhar data were leaked. It has gone viral. Karnataka, which is fast using that, finding a lot of problem with the Aadhar is linked. And even when you say that Aadhar and pregnancy are female, now for any reason, they cannot undergo an MTP. If it is then they have to go to the court and justify that what they are doing. Even a normal physiological phenomena will become a cumbersome difficulty. And is it that is only the female feticide is the reason for that is happening? Even when we look into the data, our before that 1990, there was 948 female versus 1,000. The next year, after this PCPNDT Act has come, it became 925. After it is vehemently implemented, people like Natarajan sir moving around there, catching all these people, it has now come to 915, 914. So it is something more than that. These rules and this act, by just linking with an Aadhar or putting a ban on that, it's not going to do that. And if you see today, I can go into a pharmacy store and get e-pill, MTP pill. And we do not have a restriction for open pharmacy sales. That is a very, very simple thing which government can do, which they are not doing. And we have now, if there is, in Tamil Nadu, we have every year we are coming out 6,000 doctors. And new NMC bill, they are going to make 1/3 of the middle level practitioners, they can also do the middle level primary health care. That is MTP comes under the middle level primary health care. And there is no law, no protection for the, no code of ethics for this 1/3 of the middle-level practitioners. The government is trying to put on the qualified doctors all these burdens, but another 1/3 set of people going to come practice. The law has already passed, and who is going to take care of that? And whatever the linkage we are system which we are maintaining, unless we are trying to ensure that privacy is protected, autonomy of an individual, which is we talk about the medical ethics, autonomy of an individual is very much important, and there is no guarantee it is linked with that today. So this will be a problem. Second, we have 25 years of this PCPNDT and this issue. Is there is any scientific evidence by non-determining the sex, we will be able to save the fetal cell? And my brother Dr. Nagarajan sir said, at any cost you should not expose the sex. But what reason? What is the reason? Last 25 years you have done that, you are not exposing the sex. But you are not don't seen any obvious changes in that. And what is the mortality we saw? We are not saying that infant mortality by saying the day down the death or the abortion. 1 to 6 years infant mortality. It is not that day of birth. The first 6 years, there are so many other reasons for the infant mortality. It is not because of the female child. It is the death of the child is happening because of various other reasons, gastrointestinal problems, even although we say the community-oriented issues are reduced, but the pediatric and neonatal period, that is very, very high. So this statistic should be delinked. You should not use 1 to 6, 0 to 6 infant mortality as a point to discuss about this, the issue. And at all, if there is a data, someone can produce. I have searched, I don't get the data. These are the pregnancies happen. How many pregnancy wastage is there? It is not there. Second, now trying to put so much of restrictions.
So can you repeat what is not there? What you said? When you searched, you couldn't find. What is that point you said? Just
No, number of pregnancies and number of pregnancy wastages.
Aborted.
We don't have a data. Nowhere. Because there is but another data which indirectly says there is 26 to 27% of abortions happening is unwanted pregnancies. That is unmarried pregnancies. At any point of time, this PCPNDT or this Aadhar linking can bring an unmarried lady into that link. Are you going to link even an unmarried lady get into a pregnancy test somewhere it is positive? Are you going to make it a linked with Aadhar? Someone is going to trace their history. She may be contesting for the prime ministership. The Aadhar link will show. In the age of 12, she got pregnant. Because once you are becoming a public figure, then your Aadhar will be always show that. So this is highly significant statistical data. Making a pregnancy and whether delivery of the baby can be linked to the Aadhar. That is a positive figure. But just a pregnancy, just an abortion, which is happening place, is a fundamental privacy right. If you are including it to that, today we may not look into the Aadhar card of our Prime Minister, but tomorrow when there is a public health comes, what has happened to the Western countries? All their history will be exposed. Then it is a problematic. So a system which Tamil Nadu follows where the pick me, that is particular to that pregnancy they are getting, is a positive look outcome. But all the privacy related, gynec related issues linking with an Aadhar has to be done when we are very confidently say our autonomy and the privacy will be safeguarded and protected.
Thank you, sir. So can we have Dr. Kavita ma'am's
Good morning all. I am Dr. Kavita Lakshmi, radiologist. I am practicing ultrasound at Pujaskans, Tirupur, and I have done my medical legal course at Symbiosis, Pune. First of all, like you asked the reason why RCHID PICME was created by government. There's one more reason. Some ladies previously, the pregnant ladies, they created 2 IDs, one at the husband's place and one at the mother's place. For example, in Tirupur, like it's all floating population. They used to come here for work, they register here, and they go to their native for delivery. and they used to create one ID there earlier only, and they used to get amount at both the places. Then the government came to know, then this is one of the reasons why the ID was created, so that they can get amount only in one place, wherever the delivery takes place, only once they can get the amount. And next,
That means the PICME number is electronically monitored.
yes sir. Once the PICME is registered, it will come under that area VHN. It's her duty, and she has to take care.
That goes with the biometrics or without biometrics?
No biometrics, sir, but all her data is entered there.
No, what if she goes and changes her name and address in another place? So she'll generate another PICME number if there are no biometrics.
Okay.
It is possible. So it is still happening.
Okay.
So PICME number is not fully serving the purpose. Okay, I got the
sir.
point, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll use some ID card which can also be duplicated.
That's very rare, sir.
No, let us think of it in a broad perspective.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
okay,
sir.
got it.
And one more thing, as a radiologist, like we have to maintain so many records, sir. That's the main headache for us. We need to maintain the request forms given by the doctor, and in between they gave the rule that you are not supposed to see the self patients. And some of the government GH patients, they don't have the request form, and we were in a dilemma whether to do those patients or not, because they said without the form you are not supposed to do. Then we inquired JD, then they said okay, you do, but you enter the details. Then like I started to enter the RCH ID of the patient, all the government patients, so that later if there is any problem, like I can give the details of the RCH ID.
Can you repeat? RCH.
That's the PICME number, sir.
Ah.
That's called RCH ID.
Okay.
And not only the request form, sir, like we have to maintain that form F in duplicate. We have to give one copy and one we have to maintain. And definitely the clerical job is done by the staffs, and there might be minor errors. And once it's known, like it's treated as a criminal offense. And not here, but in North, most of the doctors have been affected, sir. They're put under bars, and it's actually, they give, it's up to 3 years they give, sir. It was happened. So mainly we want to do with all this paperwork. So I go with the Aadhar. Like I agree, like we can link Aadhar with the scan reports. But as I said, like gender should not be revealed, because once the gender is revealed, then they'll adopt all sorts of measures and they'll say it's a natural death, and we cannot prove. They'll go to some doctor, they'll say suddenly the baby died, and no doctor will really suspect, and they'll give it, the report as natural death, and they'll just come out. So the sex should not be revealed, I feel, sir.
You want to? Yeah. Selvam sir too. Okay. Dr. Tirupati.
Dr. Tirupati, belong to Tiruchirappalli Indian Medical Association and Legal Committee of Tamil Nadu State Branch. See, I'm not actually an obstetrician or gynecologist or a radiologist. As a medical fraternity and an observer, I want to put the things in the changing scenarios and philosophically and practical point of view. Philosophically, let us come to understand one thing is, the female fetus as a female child is, whether to keep or not, it is the problem of the patient, is not us. It's not us. Basically, we are socially obligatory, we agree. We are socially concerned citizens, I agree. But the entire decision process, I don't think no doctor will encourage and say, you do this. It comes from there. The problem is entirely theirs. That is one thing which we have to understand. Most of doctors, we are to help the patient's problems. It's not a common problem we are dealing. That is one philosophical thing we have to come to understanding. One. Number two, practical as such, I don't know about the E. Practical, suppose, okay, I am a doctor, I am into the business of illegal abortions. I'm getting money out of it. Assume that. I'm the role. And I want to be very intelligent about that. Exactly the other way around what sir said. By legal papers, I'll be pakka. It's very easy. To adhere to the legal, it's very easy to write the papers and fill the forms. Pakka, I can do in a very, because as a medical fraternity, we are reading a lot. Filling 2-3 papers is very easy for me and do it pakka. And I have the umpty number of ways to reveal the sex. An umpty number of ways. Please understand, that is one thing. Second problem number 2. In need not my office. I can do by my any ways, any codes, anything I can. If myself and the patient have some understanding, it's no law, nothing can do into this. And the problem is, that's why we are searching one, like a mullah story, we have lost somewhere and searching somewhere. That's what I feel, certain thing. Third thing is, see, the changes are, days are changing. When I was a child, and I always see advertisements about family planning. This is an extension of family planning, abortions. Now I am seeing advertisement for infertilities. It's totally changing things there. And infertility, I'm not going to do infertility. Infertility is another Pandora's box. It's going to open a Pandora's box again. It is started already. Okay? And if to reveal a general observation, I might be right or wrong. Most of the child out of, do we have a sex ratio of child coming out of infertility clinics? Please, you see, and my observation is grossly, it is long gap is there. That is one thing. Third point. And finally, I want to have a linear scale is the essential purpose is feticide prevention. Are there any data have a linear relationship? So we have gone to take this action against this clinic, this problem. Female feticide has been avoided. A linear or story no, just you go, you pick up somebody and arrest or something is there. Female feticide going. There is any direct link. Yes, by this action, legal executive action, we have prevented such a feticide. I don't think, no, that's a linear relationship was not, to my knowledge, not revealed. Prevention ayirka, and the case prevention ayirka. Not about quacks. See, statistical improvements, you are going gross improvements. I am saying anecdotal improvements. Actually, I'm aware.
Previously, the sex ratio, let me talk. Previously, the sex ratio was below 900 per 1,000 male child. The sex ratio was at 5 years ago or 4 years, 5 years ago. The sex ratio was few districts. I can name the district of Erode, Salem, Tirunelveli, Kadalur. The sex ratio was less than 9. I'm audible.
It's not for me. They want for recording purpose. Okay. That's not fair.
Previously, the 5 years before, the sex ratio in certain districts like Salem, Aadhar, Tirunelveli, Kadalur, it's less than 900. It has gone to 877 per 1,000 males child. Okay. But after vigorous operation of this thing, it has come above 900, 930, 940. It has reached to a certain. But the thing is, unethical practice of by some people's doctors itself and quacks, it should not go, the curve should not go down. It should be either it's a flat stage or it should go up.
So this is a layman observation, these two things.
Okay.
What one observation, may not be related to this, okay? May not be related directly to this. See how the papers are good and everything goes wrong. An example, okay, which I highlighted other things. I'll just take 2 minutes of your time here. As I'm a neurosurgeon, basically. Somehow references I got a patient from a friend that, sir, a patient has a laryngeal cancer. Okay, you need to have a laryngectomy. Can you refer? Help him. Okay, ask them. I'll refer to an oncologist. That's my way. The patient came to me. Actually, he had multiple cranial palsies. Multiple cranial palsies because he has difficulty in swallowing was a complaint. What happened is the first doctor, he referred to a radiologist. Radiologist, some inflammation, some changes are there in the laryngeal area. He has committed as a laryngeal carcinoma. Then 5 to 6 doctors, it has been, everybody is referred. Somebody washed their hands like that, or somebody referred, I don't know what happened. Neurologist, everybody did it, and he was termed as laryngeal cancer for laryngectomy. Patient came to me, I found he had a 7th nerve palsy and everything. I found to be a multiple cranial nerve palsy. So since the first record was laryngeal carcinoma, it was taken care forward. Legally, they are right. Legally, they are right throughout. And I found to be, when we undo the picture, again, reveal, it is nothing but a tuberculous basal meningitis. Okay? We case AKT, patient improved totally. Patient came prepared for surgery, selling his land, everything, and settling his family and coming. See, as per papers, laryngectomy will be justified. Because ENT surgeon has seen, everybody has seen, it is gone. Because one person committed, other person doesn't want to. See, this is, I'm nothing later. What is this? Papers is different, practical is different.
I agree to it, sir. I had a personal experience also here. I want to share this thing to you.
Can I just interrupt one? Do we have any more participants who have to voice their opinion? Can we just finish up the round, sir? What? Two more.
Just answer to this.
Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead. Yeah.
After this, you are. Because in Tirunelveli district, when the national team came, I was also on the part of the Tirunelveli district national team. We went to 3 centers and we found a lot of forms, irregularities in early stage. They are not maintained, and a lot of things we warned them. We warned them and we left the centers and we came out. In one practitioner, she is MBBS only, lady doctor. She, in her clinic when we went, because we got information she is doing a lot of MTPs. And we went inside that clinic. We found a lot of ultrasound reports were there packed. Some 50 ultrasound reports were there packed in her cupboard. All are between 12 to 20 weeks of gestation. We had questions, and our people, why only 12 to 20 weeks pregnancy report alone is kept here, and nothing other than that or less than that is there. We got a suspicion, and some lot of our prescription pad. Signature from the patient alone is written, nothing, no patient details, nothing. Later, I presume that they will get the signature later. So then we checked from which scan center this has been done. We found some 40 cases have been done, one Shiva scan center, and 5, one another scan center. Like that, then later the next day, we moved to that scan center. We checked that. In the F form itself, there are a lot of thick columns, they have missed it. In the schemes, their phone numbers, the address is not the proper. We randomly checked, collected some 12 cases, and where the scan has been done. And we retrospectively we called the patient, and we said, we are from the directorate office, we wanted to know whether the pregnancy is continuing or not. Invariably, the 12 has been terminated. So, even most of the forms are correct, they are still revealing by oral way or some other means, they are some other, even the mischievous doctors or some quacks, or what they are doing, they are somehow making it.
Yes, if I am serious about their business, I will keep my records pakka. If I am serious about their business.
That center has been sealed because of some few irregularities also that has been sealed. These are things which I want to say.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Yuva Balakumaran. I am PNDT coordinator for IRA and legal and ethical committee member of IRA. I am working in M Madras Medical Mission Hospital, and I am visiting consultant in various IVF centers. Regarding IVF centers, I just want to share my experience. Whenever a couple is coming, whether it's an elderly couple or early couple, they promise that we will promise you a male baby. Okay, there are so many techniques whether we can plan for a male baby during the fertilization between 8 days or 15 days, or also even after 12 weeks. Okay, so in basic level IVF centers, they will put 4 to 5 embryos, and by 12 weeks they can see the sex of the fetus, and by fetal reduction they leave the male baby, which can be seen clearly by 13 to 14 weeks, and they can reduce the other fetuses. So what is the check for IVF centers, those who are doing, and also fetal reduction? Actually the basic purpose of fetal reduction is to diagnose the early anomaly and to reduce the baby. But now the IVF centers are using for the male babies and for the sex selection. So if we are linking with Aadhaar card, we have to include the number of sacs also as early as possible before 10 weeks.
Number of?
Number of sacs. I mean number of, it's a multiple gestation. Yes, sir. Sir, I have seen 9 sacs, sir, minimum.
Let us not bring out the incidents which has happened in our personal life when we are taking about a long discussion of a case. We are taking a policy decision.
Yes.
That one case, one is center, something they are doing a wrong thing, that is not a policy. That is not a policy decision. And there are so many fertility centers, they are doing right here. And we should also look into not always presenting the future of a doctor as a villain. I'm
Sir,
totally, this is the issue which you are discussing on the policy decision, whether linking with an Aadhaar is good or not. And you are saying, sir, most of you saying, revealing the sex is a detriment. We say all the Western countries. We see even US, the male ratio is high, but they always reveal sex. In Kerala, there are many sex, though the act is there, they come to know about the sex, but still there is their male is much higher than the female. And if many countries, some of the countries in Europe, Arab countries, they still expose the sex, but their female population is much low.
But those countries where foreign US, UK, they are revealing the sex and they are saying, but they're not interested in terminating the child. Even this, they like to. Social attitude.
That's what I am saying, sir. We need to concentrate on that that part of things. Why the people are doing that? But not just because they knowing that. There must be the social status has to be improve.
Sir, if I can we allow Dr. Yuva to complete his idea, please? I think we'll, Dr. Yuva Balakrishnan, please complete what you wanted to say.
sir, even I welcome the move of the linking with Aadhaar card, but along with that, we have to include the number of gestational sacs, that is, the mother is pregnant. So we can monitor the sacs also, and number of fetuses reduced, because most IVF centers, they are putting more number of embryos, that is more than 4 pregnancies. I have come through a case. The baby has already, the mother has already 2 female child, and next they want a male child. They came to a particular IVF center, they asked, they promised for a male child, but they said we will put 4 embryos. In that, you may get a male embryo, so that by 13 weeks we can confirm it and we can do fetal reduction. They also agreed to that. They went to a famous scan center in T Nagar, I don't want to mention the name. They gave 8,000 for each fetus to determine the sex. Unfortunately, all the fetus was female, and they came to the center, they want to do fetal reduction, and they did all the 4 embryos fetal reduction. So how we are going to stop this?
Scrutinize the IVF center. You want to say like scrutinize the IVF center?
No, we want to.
No, first of all, I think I agree with Dr. Jayalal. After seriously thinking about the privacy issues which could be there, I think we have to really consider that as a very important thing in the long term. We are looking at a short-term goal, and whereas there's a long-term goal for that individual, so it needs to be considered. Certainly, pregnancy tracking has to be done. There is no doubt. Everybody agrees pregnancy tracking has to be done. Now, secondly, the issue of fetal reduction, which Yobalakon brought out. See, there is also the Medical Council of India, which has brought out, ICMR has brought out regulations for infertility centers that only 2 embryos can be transferred. Now that they have to implement. There is a law, there is a sort of a guideline which needs to be implemented. Now secondly, many IVF centers, when they do, the reduction is done for higher order multiple gestation. Triplets, quadruplets or more, where there is no chance for this pregnancy to continue safely to a reasonable point, or many of them will be delivered preterm, so that those babies go through a lot of difficulty looking at preterm babies. So fetal reduction is done from triplets to twins or quadruplets to twins. Now, having been doing this for a very long time, we get patients from various places, and in no way, neither the patient, probably one patient in 100 or so will ask, can you reduce the female baby? And I say and we do it at 11 weeks. And 11 weeks you can't find out the sex of the baby. As simple as that. So fetal reduction is not postponed to the second trimester. It's always done earlier in the first trimester. And when it comes to sac or embryo reduction, it's impossible to find out the sex of the baby. So higher order multiple gestation reduction is done as a matter of saving the pregnancy. So we need to consider that as a thing. Yes, there may be some instances where they are pushing to 14 weeks and doing it in their own center and all that. But that you can take the number of pregnancies, whatever, but I can never say a quadruplet pregnancy has to be delivered as a quadruplet pregnancy. It will always be, reduction will be done. That's a international standard. So that will be a very difficult thing to get into and to monitor. The long and short of it is what Dr. Ravi Shankar put up in the second slide when he said that is a letter of the law or the spirit of the law. In 2003, I was part of the parliamentary subcommittee on the PCPNDT Act amendments, and in that, literally whatever are the issues that are happening today is what I raised about the medical fraternity suppressing this wonderful modality of ultrasound, which is necessary for life. It's a life-saving modality. You are going to throttle it and restrict it. And then I was promised in that meeting that this will be implemented in the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. This is exactly what was promised in 2003. And exactly the opposite is happening, knowing well about our paperwork. What PCPNDT Act has achieved in many places is, we have to agree, it has led to a lot of corruption. It has led to corruption. There are some places where extraordinary work has done, and I would commend Tamil Nadu on that, where beautiful work has been done. Where they have gone, hit the nail on the head, and they have done extraordinary, that has to be really commended. But there are other places where it has gone the other way also. But by and large, we need a mechanism. If I wink my right eye, it's a boy baby. If I wink my left eye, it's a girl baby. How can you monitor this? It's impossible. It's impossible. So tracking abortions is the only way. You will have some illegal abortions, and because MTP law, all you need to do is geographically map the number of MTPs that are happening. You have an e-portal where the MTPs are registered.
Yes.
And with your tracking your pregnancy, and then when you plot it on the map, you will tell, as he said, in one place there were 23 MTPs which are happening. Same thing happened here. In one hospital, there were, in 1 month, they had 20 MTPs and 2 deliveries. So you know where the problem lies. So monitoring those kind of, we must go with intelligence. We need to create intelligence mechanisms to find out where these babies are disappearing. Disappearance is at the time of feticide. It is not at the time of determination. It's actually the acting upon the information is what happens. And we are completely ignoring acting on the information. Information, action on the information is blocked. So you keep the tap of abortion open and you keep saying, oh, water is flowing, water is flowing. How is it going to stop? You need to regulate it. I'm not saying don't do abortion, don't have the right to abort. Women have a right to abort. It is their own privilege or right. But let there be some reasonable explanations. And when you have a normal ultrasound report and a second trimester is aborted, ask questions why. And you start asking questions why, somebody is accountable for it, then things will fall into place much easier.
May I request Dr. Selvam sir to have the last word? Not exactly. I think once Selvam sir speaks, we'll have one more round of 1 minute each to sum up what they would feel after the interaction. Before that, I think we'll have a couple of comments from that. I think one gentleman there wanted to say something, right? So after Dr. Selvam, I think we'll ask you. Yeah.
I'm Dr. Selvam, an orthopedic surgeon, and I'm also the past secretary of the Nursing Home Board of IMA Tamil Nadu State. But here, what I'm going to say is not as a representative of IMA, not even as a doctor. I'm just representing the citizens of this country. Before coming to this, I had a long discussion with some of my relatives and friend circle for 2 days, and with that inputs, I have come here. And I talked like this in one of the meetings about 12 years back in similar meeting. I got a lot of big bets. So when I tell my views, if you feel it is improper to talk here, you can tell me, I will stop. Okay?
We have full freedom of expression, sir,
right,
in our country.
Now,
as a fundamental right. So please go ahead.
That's the point. I'm going to talk about that. See, we all know that the longevity, life expectancy of the Indian citizens is improving. So the number of senior citizens, old people, is increasing day by day. And it is the duty of everybody to take care of the elder citizens. Now, take a family. If there is a girl, if there is a boy, I have a younger sister, I have an elder sister. I love them. They're precious to me. So I'm not against girl children. But a girl, what happens in Indian, I'm talking about Indian scenario. In our Indian culture, girls get married and then they go to the boy's house, and then the girl along with the husband takes care of the in-laws. They do the job wonderfully. They do the responsibility wonderfully. But what happens to the girl's parents? Even if the couple has got two daughters, both the daughters get married and they are going to take care of their in-laws. So the natural tendency in Indian population is to wish for a male child, to take care of them at least in future. The state does not have a responsibility to take care of in India. In India, like in some other countries, the state is not responsible for taking care of the senior citizens. Of course, they give some concessions, but they are not taking care of the senior citizens. Now, we are all preaching that all youngsters should take care of their mothers and fathers. We are all preaching, and we are all recommending joint family in our culture, which is Indian culture. Get back to that, go back to that. It adds values. Then what happens? Unless you have a son, this is the input which I got from others. Unless I have a son, where is the question of somebody taking care of my daughter-in-law and my son will take care of me in my old age, and I will have a joint family. That is the way the Indian people look at it. So, what I personally feel is, I'm totally against this imposition of this law, because the Supreme Court, in some of its recent judgments, has upheld the fundamental rights, defined the fundamental rights and the privacy of individuals. And some of the judgments have gone to the extent of allowing even same-sex relationships living together, which we didn't expect in the earlier days. That is the amount of right, human rights, the topmost court has given to the citizen of this country. When that is there, why not the citizen of this country have somebody to take care of him or her when he is old? So there is nothing wrong in somebody. Always don't look at people who want to have if somebody wants to have only the son, it is wrong. If somebody wants to have a son, it is not wrong in my opinion. So what my suggestion is, you have to entirely modify this. As a common man, I'm talking here, not even as a doctor. Okay? You have to entirely modify the way you look at this issue. In my opinion, it is totally from a wrong side we are looking at it, totally ignoring the rights of the necessities of the common man of this country. So what we should do is, the first pregnancy, strictly sex determination should not be allowed. Subsequent pregnancies, if the parents want to know the sex of the child, you should allow, if they want to know, because there is nothing wrong, because it is very difficult to grow more than 2 children in a house nowadays, because it's very difficult. So once you have if the first child is a daughter, then what is wrong if the parents wish for a son in the next pregnancy? Nothing wrong. Morally, it is nothing wrong. Ethically, it is nothing wrong, according to me. Number 2, if 2 successive children are of the same sex in a family, if 2 successive, take for example, a couple has got 2 sons, what is wrong if that couple wants to have a daughter during the third delivery? So, in India, what is happening now is, because you are preventing sex determination, forget cities and big towns, in rural areas, just because they want to have a son, they keep on producing children. I know families, some of my workers, they have about 5 daughters, and the 6th one is a son. And I know how pathetic the family is. How can somebody bring up 6 children in this present scenario? And the family is in doldrums. And some of the kids are even forced to the level of going into prostitution because of poverty, because they want a son. So they are right. They have a justification in they wanting a son. So I think the way we are, in my opinion, after hearing it, this is my personal view as well as after the opinion I gathered from common man. I'm not representing the entire society. I think we'll have to allow sex determination if the first child is a daughter, and if the first 2 pregnancies, deliveries, are of the same sex individuals. The third is the right should be given to the individual to know the sex of the fetus, and the right should be there to terminate if they feel that particular. This is my view, madam. You can entirely differ. What will happen otherwise? See, what do you think will happen? That is what I'm openly saying. If you allow them to know the sex, if the third son is also son in the example I told, do you think they are going to continue? They are not going to continue. So I'm just putting in words. This is going to happen. So let us not hide it. So that is my view, and this is the view I got from some of my friends. And so in my opinion, it's totally different from what you are all saying. Sorry if my views are totally.
Absolutely no problem.
This is I personally also I am totally for what I am saying.
No, you are entitled to express your opinion.
But
and
selective abortion.
And one minute, just to complete. Just as Sir has the right to express his opinion, I guess most of us have the right to reject it also. Yes. So I just in a lighter vein.
No, in a way, it's what as a medical fraternity, selective abortion also we cannot.
So what we will do is, I am going to write this also, and then we'll compile it. So can we just have a couple of opinions from the students who are there? Please identify yourself and.
Myself, Dr. Narayanan. I'm doing my post-graduation in forensic medicine, Madras Medical College. Before that, I was working in a remote place called Javad Hills in Tiruvannamalai for a period of about 4 years, where I had like every other issue, practical issues which was being told and addressed over here was directly faced up by me over there. I was the in-charge medical officer of that particular PHC, and I had 2 additional PHCs with me. So I know the practical difficulties. To begin with, it all started like PICME and Aadhar has already been linked. If I'm not wrong, you cannot give any other documents. They are particularly stressing up on Aadhar card. Only then you can get a PICME registered. Number 1. It is happening that way right now, sir. And also with that Aadhar card and this PICME form, only then you can open a bank account to get all your maternity benefits, MLRM, this Muthulakshmi Reddy maternity benefit scheme, which gives about 12,000 to 18,000, I think they're proposed to move it to 18,000 now. All these things have to be linked, and only then that goes away directly. And
so there is biometrics also involved.
Biometrics, as of now, it is not involved. It was proposed, but it was not implemented.
No, he's saying it's not involved. That means it is the PICMEs are linked to it without the patient's
yes, without the patient's
thumbprint. No, Aadhaar's. See, I have my Aadhaar. Let's say you come and give my number. Your PICME number will be linked to my Aadhaar. That's what I understand from what he's saying.
There is no authentication. You can, like,
There is no
while
authentication.
getting Aadhaar, while you get your Aadhaar, you will give your thumb impression. After that, it will not be cross-verified when you do a PICME entry.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So it is not linked the way a SIM card is linked. That's what I'm saying.
As the Geo SIM card is linked, as you said, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
And it has been linked. And coming to that PCPNDT setup, that is a very welcome idea. And I appreciate for that. Thank you so much, sir. Which we had this idea long back when I was working. I was just like, I was not in a state to say that at that point of time. So we were mumbling among we medical officers. We were 6 of us in that particular place, 6 doctors. We were just mumbling among ourselves why this can't be done, why that can't be done. But now it has come up. Thank you so much, sir. And EPCPNDT, that particular number, and again, too much of numbers, I don't want that. So that would be, my opinion is that it would be nice if that same PICME number is being entered into this thing. You need not get another EPCPNDT number. So that in a way is not so sophisticated, so that you will be able to remember only one number. And safety, again somebody addressed that. Safety of your details, whatever you give there. If you determine your sex and you open it up in the Aadhaar.
Privacy.
And yeah, privacy. You already have a lot of issues happening that your Aadhaar card details and everything is getting out, getting leaked and all these stuffs. But my opinion is that I don't want that to be leaked. And regarding PICME, I would again say early registration is the only concept which is the reason for PICME to come up. Because we were given a timeline of the registration should happen in first trimester, that is before 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, you enter all the details, whatever is asked in that website. Again, you enter everything. It will definitely ask you, why was it not entered in the first trimester? Why was it delayed? It is still happening. They will question. That software will again question you, why was a delay in registering all those things. How do you overcome? Sir? How do you overcome? We have to give a detail, sir. We have to give a detail. It won't get registered. We have to speak up again with the authorities. And then there will be a small clause which will be given there, because we have people, again, floating population. We have people. I worked in a tribal place, so all those people will go either to Karnataka or to Kerala to work in a plantation process and all. So once they get to know that they got conceived and all those things, they will come here only after 3rd month. Javad Hills, Tiruvannamalai, ma'am. No, they would go to Karnataka, ma'am. This Coorg and all those places, they are very, people from there, they have only work over there, so they'll go only there. So they'll come back here only after 12 weeks or something, so there will be a problem in registration. So early registration was the point in getting PICME registered. And if it is not registered by 12 weeks, we have to again cite a reason. And these people, what they'll do is that by 12 weeks, when they get their pregnancy confirmed, and Tiruvannamalai, as sir told, we have places which will determine sex again, and they'll come back only if it's a male, they'll register. If not, it won't be registered. They'll try to get it aborted by some way or the other, and we don't have all these monitoring systems in those places in medical shops where they can easily get up medicines.
Can we quickly start summing up, please?
Yeah. To sum up with, and again, the sex determination by the QEX, the machine's registration, again. There is a big flaw in that. We don't know where exactly, how do they procure those machines and all those things. That has to be addressed, and I think that will reduce a lot of these steps. That's it, sir. Thank you.
So can we quickly start? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm Advocate Swati Ramachandran. I'm working as faculty of law in Bharat Institute of Law. So, my concern with respect to linking Aadhaar with these kinds of schemes, see, personally, I do agree that Aadhaar should be linked with these kind of schemes in order to curtail or prevent these female feticide. But I'm highly skeptical with respect to the legal validity of such schemes, because even till date, neither the judiciary nor the legislature can is able to make such legal validity, because till date it is none of the benefits can be denied when it comes to direct benefit transfer. None of the benefits can be denied to a person only because he's not having an Aadhaar, or he's not willing to reveal his Aadhaar. So when it comes to a situation when a person is not giving his consent to reveal his Aadhaar, then what would be the stand with respect to these kinds of direct benefit transfers that is connected in preventing these kind of female feticide? So that is one question. And the other thing is, no matter what regulations we bring in, no matter what are the preventive steps we do take, it is 100%, at least most of the registered practitioners will have due care over these things. But as Sir has rightly pointed out, the unregistered practitioners or unethical doctors are the major part who plays a major part with respect to these female feticide. So how are we going to address these issues, this unethical doctors? So that should be the major focal point with respect to preventing these female feticide, rather than these regulations in these kind of registered medical practitioners. I think we should concentrate more on prevention of these unethical doctors in unethical ways. So, thank you.
Sir, my name is Sindhu Priya. I am a law student of Bharat Institute of Law. Actually, in my point of view, in America, the gun shoot is very common, because in that country they can get the gun easily. But in our country, it is not possible, because there are more rules and regulation to get the gun. Likewise, the same thing. What is the main source is the scan machine and some other important medicines which are used for abortion. So, in my point of view, we should restrict the way of getting that devices and medicines to the in the hands of illegal person. That can be done easily, because we have to restrict the way of getting the scan machine and other sources in the hands of illegal person. That is the one way. And next, we have to connect all the scan machines, all the scan machines should be authorized and should be controlled in some of the centralized system. So in that scan machine, all the information of the patient should be uploaded. So based on that, we can reduce the illegal abortion. This is my opinion, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
For illegal abortion,
sir, what's... Excuse me.
For using illegal abortion, all small natural things are utilized. So we cannot have restrictions on that, whatever is being used for.
No, my point of view is we have to cut down the source, sir. We have to take the knife from the person who is ready to stab. That is the point. No. No, sir. The source is the person who, not a mother, sir. Mother can take the infant from the stomach out. Yeah. Sir, they are deciding, sir. Yeah, one thing, sir.
It is a modality, it is not an imaging modality anymore, it is a clinical stethoscope. It is used for treating lung problems, it is used for treating kidney problems, it is used for then patient accident on the road, we need ultrasound to be done. So ultrasound is a life-saving modality, anesthesia everywhere. So ultrasound, restricting ultrasound actually will kill more people than the females. Please understand that.
And I want to say, technology will beat us. Tomorrow, ultrasound is going to be on cell phones. In 5 years, already there. So please understand, these regulations will go, technology will beat us, and every Our cell phone will have a connection to the ultrasound. Anybody can do ultrasound and see, and that will be software to detect the sex also. Absolutely there directly. Please understand, it is a problem with the family decision is the important thing what you mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
please,
the
ma'am.
last opinion. One is about sir telling that probably we want males and all, but I think, yes, maybe rural side, but in the urban side, I think people are going and looking for girls. In fact, they want daughters. So I think slightly the conception is changing. So that is the society as a whole, I think society is changing. Slowly, maybe yeah, daughters only take care, maybe. So that is, so that, yeah. So that scenario is slowly changing, but maybe in the remote, it is still the same because they think they are, because now nobody lives with anybody and nobody takes care of anybody. So let us know that the next generations are not going to take care. No, but whether to continue or no. So anyway, so that is another scenario as far as a general society is concerned or public is concerned. But I also feel there has to be a regulation on these medical things, as Dr. Jaila also said, because they just go and buy those, what I should say, the pills or misoprostol, whatever tablets they are able to take. They do halfway, they know what to do, they take it, the over-the-counter disbursing of these medicines should definitely be controlled. We don't have any control on the over-the-counter giving medicines. They do, and halfway they would come as if, and they will act as if it is a spontaneous miscarriage. Yeah, and they don't know what are the problems. And yeah, exactly.
The gynecologist. It is only the society, sir. Only one thing. How come you know that Tiruvannamalai these things are happening? How come you came to know that these things are happening in Tiruvannamalai? This medical officer, did he give the report that Tiruvannamalai so and so is doing?
Because we used to find throughout the state, which are the states where the declining sex ratio. In that, if you find that Tiruvannamalai is coming very low, then surveillance, statistical surveillance, then coming to Salem, Aadhar. So if you go in,
Is it with the number of pregnancies and number of abortions? How come you
the
came
ratio,
that?
sex ratio. So for averagely, for the normal ecosystem to continue, for 1,000 males, there should be 1,000 females. In Kerala and Pondicherry, for 1,000 males, 1,000 and above females are there because of the female literacy rate and other things. That is good, actually. But in some districts of Tamil Nadu, it is still going on, practice is going on, and the statistics is very low. For example, Salem, Aadhar, Tiruvannamalai. The Tamil Nadu DMS office is having lot of, every month they will have statistics. So they will, even...
All abortions are registered in Tiruvannamalai.
No, not registered. Not registered.
So can I...
Only, sir, only one point, sir, final point. So number of pregnancies and number of abortions should be registered everywhere. Then only you can find whether this abortion is only because of the female baby or male baby. With the finance,
Madam.
Nowadays male or female, they are not bothered. If 2 baby means 3rd baby, they don't want it.
Madam, only problem is where they are registering, they don't conduct this. Where they don't register, all these places where it is being done, where the inspection team has found out, they don't maintain any register. They are not they have not come under PCPNDT Act at all. They are escaping from that. Only thing is penalty or the punishment for such offences are very less now. The lady was able to come out in 10 months' time outside and she is continuing with her practice. It will be there, it will be there.
Sir, I think...
Mindset. Only one last minute I want to say something, sir. Recently, 15 days before, Under Secretary from Delhi called us, we should form a team, and in Delhi, there is a sex determination racket is going on. In a situation that a high-tech guy, IIT fellow, is making a clinic and an ultrasound of its own, and he is taking sex selective tourism. In the sense, in the sense, we have found it. In the
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
they are assuring that male child will be assured to the couple, to the infertility centers.
Correct.
And for registration, 10,000 rupees. They are taking to Thailand, UK, USA, and.
So how can you ever prevent it? So 1 minute, sir. So how can you ever prevent it? So what I'm trying to say is, sir, I think we are talking about a community or the society which we are not engaging them in any other way. And as he said, and as he also said, it's very important that we should have a national consultative meeting with all stakeholders, medical fraternity, the government and the society, sitting together and ask, what's your problem? How many of you are actually, what's your problem? And activists. We want the NGOs, activists also. Finally, the blame is coming on the medical fraternity completely, and it's one-sided, and we are suffering because day to day, I do not know, tomorrow he may come for my inspection and say one signature is not there, I'm going to close down my center. No, sir, it is happening, sir. So it's happening. It is happening. Sir, 2 months ago, somebody has come and certified your center is doing well. Suddenly, somebody else comes from somewhere and says, why did you not put that there? This is wrong. This board is not kept here properly. We are being harassed on boards.
Sir, I want to say in this aspect.
I've got 23 boards in my center, sir. 23 boards. Is it required?
Sorry, sir. It is not the motive of just matter of board or signature or any other things, form prescription or anything. It is a matter where the serious the offense is.
No, I agree.
Hey,
what I'm trying is...
these people...
No, I'm not even saying it. What I'm trying to say is, we need the society to be involved in this discussion. Bring them on the table. Who are the representatives? Random representatives you pick up. People who have 2 girl babies. People who have 2 male children. People who have 5 girl babies. People who have... Get them all together and ask them their opinion. Then the society, the medical fraternity works for the society. And the society has to come up and say what their problem is. And the government is supposed to answer their problems. And we are only intermediaries here,
actually
trying to maintain the health of the people here.
But this is being done in the Central Supervisory Board meetings with the social activists and the Ministry of Women Health Welfare, radiologists, sonologists, gynecologists, with all these.
No,
Fox
society has not
Association
come,
members.
sir.
No,
there is
it
no
is being
meeting
done.
which has taken place.
It's being done, but the problem is, sir, this is a law, we have to abide by it. But the only problem is where they are not abiding, that is where the offense is happening.
Sir, we brought the law upon ourselves, okay? We brought the law upon ourselves at that time without consulting the society.
The purpose of sitting here is to discuss the difficulties and then modify it and according to what I say, if necessary, even abolish the law. That is my view. That is the difference. I am not asking you to take it. So, discussion you must take place. So what? And what you are saying, the so-called social activists, no? When I know, I have attended a few meetings. The government calls for meetings branded as social. Somehow, my personal view is they are very choosy. The government knows who is going to put such a view, and then only they call them. They don't really call the common man's representative. That is my humble view.
Sir, this is similarly I want to say, like a drink and drive. I asked even a policeman, see, outlet is there, Tasman outlet is there, 100 bikes are there. Everybody is going to drink and drive from there. They know. If they want to catch, they get a lorry and put everything and go. But they stand in the corners, ask everybody to blow the nose. No, not sir. What I'm saying is the bikes. What I'm saying is the bikes 100. Sir, 100 source. You can. They need not go to the street corners. They can stand in the bar. Whoever takes a bike, drink and drive. So, but they are harassing every public. Whoever passes. That is a similar scenario I'm saying. So it is easy to catch everybody. They need not go to the corners. Policeman, that's what I'm saying.
So can we just start with Dr. Murali and just 1 minute each? Can you quickly sum up what you would like to say? Dr. Murali, please. Can you pass on the mic?
No, I think this is like a chicken and egg story. So we are going to go round and round, and after doctor, I'm worried now with two daughters whether I should. I have made my wife also complete the family. So, but then the fact remains that in our society, I think at an Indian society, we are still not ready for determination of sex. I mean, to declare sex. But having saying that, this entire PCPNDT and female infanticide problem is being projected on the doctors. And for us to get away, the easiest way for us to get away out of this is declare the sex and say, boss, I have declared the sex, now it's your problem. And let the government do their job. And I think going round and round about it, linking it with Aadhar, linking it with PCM, PICME, all this at some level is going to have so much of issues, privacy issues, as Dr. Jayapal has said. So the only thing that I see, to me, for us as doctors to get away from this problem is, if the government will allow, and if we can emphasize on it, declare the sex and finish our job, and say, please follow up the delivery.
Thank you.
Deliveries, we are not responsible for it anymore.
Yeah, Dr. Murugan, sir.
Yeah. Our point is actually, I am still sticking on to that point, that as like revealing the sex, maybe we can make it as not an offensive, but then revealing the sex is mandatory is the point which I'll not take it up, because you always have a checkpoint there that 100% confidently how many people can reveal or identify the sex at that time. That is only an experienced people can identify the sex correctly. There are fallacies.
Sonologists, for everything. It is only imaging, not clinically right, only correlate clinically. All that good words you will put that.
For sex determination, you cannot put to correlate clinically, sir. That is one area where we cannot escape.
Correlate after birth.
Maybe you can put it as correlate with the horoscope. Huh?
Yeah, Dr. Natarajan, please.
As I already said, sir, linking with Aadhar is good, but revealing the sex will definitely make the essence, complete essence of the law itself. PCPNDT is to save the girl child. If you reveal the sex of the fetus, definitely at more risk, and they will find out some loophole to terminate the female child. That is important. That is the.
Yeah. Because madam is saying now the tendency is to have a female child.
No.
Yeah. In many of the areas it is having.
Is it most of the
sir, we'll just allow them to sum up, sir. Next. Yeah. Next. Dr. Yuva.
So I just want... I want to ask a question from a law faculty. What about aborting a healthy fetus? Does the law, what does it say? Is it coming under murder or what? Yeah. Healthy fetus of an Indian individual.
Is planning to slightly alter the MTP Act also, and they are planning to up to 20 weeks a single logician can terminate. Up to 24 weeks. This is the latest discussion going on. And till 24 weeks for not only things. 2 logicians for 24 weeks. This is the discussion, and a lot of paperwork have been submitted to the government of India and almost going to come, sir. That's
fine. Ma'am?
I just want to
anything.
Bring to a notice that every gynecologist and every hospital is getting an ultrasound machine, whether they have a qualified person to scan or not. I have come through certain cases where few people have done scans, but they are not doctors. But they have put their name as doctors. They have done PhDs, like pharmacists, eco-technicians. These people have done PhD in various degrees, and they put their name as doctor, and they are doing the scans. In PNDT Act, there is a section rules that we have to mention our degree, designation, registration number and all. But in so many scan reports, it is not put. So we have to insist, and we have to check whether the doctor has put the designation, degree, and all those things.
So I just want to put a question to Dr. Suresh. Sir, what about the graduates who has been trained in sonology in your center also. So what do you think about that? Graduates, not the medical graduates, the science graduates.
So this is exactly what this whole debate has turned this PCPNDT Act. Instead of looking at sex determination, debate has turned to who can do and who cannot do ultrasound. This has become a very big issue. Okay. Now, as per law today, okay, if you are a radiologist, if you are an obstetrician, you don't need anything. You will be given a license to practice. Okay. Now, if you are a graduate, okay, then according to law, you must undergo 6 months training. Medical graduates only, I'm saying. Medical graduates only. 6 months training. At the end of 6 months training, there is a CBT exam which they will conduct, the government, and then they will certify you that you can do ultrasound. Now, this is being contested in court because they had put the training can only be done in radiology departments. And the Radiology Association refused to train. So it's a stalemate. Okay, they have gone to the court and a stalemate. The government is for ensuring that every woman gets an ultrasound in pregnancy at the primary health center. And we simply, with 30 million births in India, we still do not have enough radiologists doing full-time ultrasound who can fulfill this obligation. So the government definitely requires more people to do ultrasound in places, because this is without an ultrasound. Today, a person can go to court. A woman can go to court if an ultrasound is not done during the pregnancy. It is standard of care. And there are simply not enough trained people, right? Training is very essential. And the training which has been there, it has not been implemented. It was 2014, the amendments came, but it is still not implemented because it's in a series of litigations, it's matters in the Supreme Court, so it is there. So those who have been doing ultrasound for many, many years now, who are at the time when it was right and proper to do, people could do training and then do the ultrasound, they are allowed to continue to do ultrasound. Okay, according to a ministry notification, they are allowed to do ultrasound till a CBT exam is conducted for MBBS doctors. And that exam is still not conducted in Tamil Nadu. There are 7 states who have already conducted the exam, and that matter has been settled. In Tamil Nadu, it has not happened. Again, because somebody has gone to court and says, I want a stay order on this, it cannot be done. So, what unfortunate incidents here is people have gone, and today what they are saying is, if there is a gynecologist or a radiologist who is coming for training, they are saying we should not train them also. You don't have a right to train. This has become very messy, because unnecessarily messy. It has made 2 professional groups against each other. When the problem is with the society, 2 professional groups have gone against each other. This is a very sad state of affairs. And constant complaints, writing notes about I saw so-and-so person. Somebody called somebody and said, why are you putting a board like this? You cannot put your name board like this because I am the so-and-so authority here. It's gone very bad. And I know of places where some people have gone and pulled down the boards of doctors, even in Chennai city. Somebody who's been doing ultrasound for 20 years, this doctor goes, physically removes the board and says, if you don't remove the board, I'm threatening you with some dire consequences. This happened in Chennai. This is the unfortunate incident which should be avoided in all. We as medical professionals to stay together in the service of the community. That's all that the ultimate thing is. So sex determination is a separate issue, and that is issue with society which needs to be sorted out. So to sum it up, sir, in my summing up,
please
register all pregnancies with some PICME, Aadhar, whatever it is, register her. Track pregnancy till its delivery, including abortions, which is there. Second trimester, normal pregnancy with an ultrasound report of normal pregnancy which is terminated must be questioned. The accountability lies with both, not only the doctor, with the society also. The patient also has to take responsibility for that. Now, as far as revealing the sex is concerned, unless you are plugging all the holes of the patient not being able to terminate the pregnancy at their will, revealing the sex will be a problem. it will certainly be a problem. So, and our window of opportunity is 12 and 20 weeks. That is our window of opportunity because our MTP law is very clear. If you are able to implement the MTP law well, you should not bother about a pregnancy after 24 weeks. If she goes into preterm labor, that's a problem which is, it's a medical problem which is there. So we are simply extending from conception to delivery, we are extending this PCPNDT Act when our window is only between 12 and 20 weeks. This is all I would like to say.
Vijayalakshmi ma'am, please, for summing up.
So as far as this linking with Aadhaar is concerned, I think it's okay to link with any of the valid documents. But as he says, I also concur with the opinion that revealing the sex might still give an opportunity for the people to go in for termination as and when. I mean, they can always find methods to do that. These are two pertinent things. But as far as he was saying whether the trained people doing scan and all, and because I heard that there is a law which says people can go only to 2 centers to do the scan every time and all. I think they are all not valid because even echo is done, echocardiogram in cardiac institutions are done by the physician assistants. So that all too much of capping, and the responsibility is being shifted from the patient onto the medical profession more and more. I think that has to be shared with the public as well.
Yeah, Sampath Kumari ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Number of pregnancies and number of abortions should be documented. There is no point. We can connect with Aadhaar card also. Another only one point. What about that illegal abortions, unmarried pregnancy, divorcee pregnancies, living together pregnancy? Everything has to be documented. Then only we can come for this. Always we compare us with other countries. This also has to be compared. In future, US will become India and India will become US. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Manju ma'am.
Yeah. So, first of all, why people are not willing for a girl baby, that itself is a broader perspective, and we know in India, as sir rightly said, because after a point of time, once they get married, they leave the family and then they are of no use to the parents. So, I think it is in a different sense we have to talk. We have to give incentives. They have the quality of education and they have to be given free education up to graduation. And there is also a GO that children should look after parents. So, similarly, the daughters, if the parents are having only daughters, it is the onus is on the daughters also to look after the parents. So something, a GO should be there. I think in that sense, and the madri potonna, I think they will not refuse the daughters, or they will not drop it down. They will not go for termination.
Dr. Tirupati, please.
I am for linking with Aadhaar 1. Number 2 is ultrasound is not anybody's domain, it's going to be everybody's domain. It's everybody. I am using intraoperative surgery also. So it's everybody's domain. Number 3 is I can be legally 100% right and still go ahead what I want to do. So the papers doesn't matter also. It has to society as you realize that. That's it I want to say. Thank you.
Yeah, Jailal sir.
Since 25 years, the PCPNDT Act has done nothing good to the society. It has only increased and decrease in the maternity. So there must be absolutely withdrawal of the PCPNDT Act, and entirely it should be relooked and a re-act should be enacted. And sticking on to this PCPNDT, whether you stick it to Aadhaar, you stick it to GO or stick it to what, is not going to act. Because though it says PCPNDT, there is nothing is talked about PC. It is only talking about PNT. Pre-conception and what are the social determination has to be improved, how the welfare of the person has to be improved, what are the opportunities to be provided, all that there is nothing is there. And it should not be doing the policing only on doctors. And doctors are not the culprits in this issue. And it is only the society, the concept, the mindset of the people, and the opportunity, the safety of the woman child, which is not prevailing in this country. And the woman, the father or mother is afraid to have a female child, because not only on even the financial aspect, it is more on the safety and security of that female child. And all these factors has to be improved. So this putting the blame on the doctors should be carried away, and the society should come forward in a holistic view, and all of us, as rightly said by Dr. Suresh sir, all the stakeholders, including the community, should sit together, and entirely a new dimensional PCPNDT should be created, and then only it will be possible. And we should aim for the stage that hiding something is not a good thing. You expose the child, when the mother and father decided to have a child, they also should have the right to know whether it is a male or female. And that right should be given to the father and mother. And it is responsibility of the government to ensure whatever the mother, male or female, when the child is born, adequate steps is there, adequate safety is there, and adequate environment will be provided by the government. It is the responsibility of the government and society to do that. So hiding, I am totally against that. And linking Aadhaar, unless it is privacy is protected, cannot be done. And the privilege of having, knowing their child, this they have produced a product, and knowing the child has to be there, the priority of the parents should be there.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Kavita, ma'am.
I go in for linking with Aadhaar. Not only the above said reasons, some of the patients, they don't reveal their identity. One of the incidents I would like to quote, after one sudden day, police people came and they asked to give the details of a patient, and we just gave. Actually, she was an unmarried girl. She didn't reveal it to us. She just said they're married, and both the guy and the girl came. They did the scan. It was around 4 months or something. They did and went. And when the police came, thank God we had all the certificates, we showed them everything. And the request form also we had maintained. And to the referring gynecologist also, they had said that they were married. So even she didn't know. And she had given it as married only. But after that, they had some fight, and she's gone and given a complaint that he refused to marry her. And she had gone to the police. And then the police had come. So whatever they say, only we need to register, sir. But in case of other, we'll be relieved of those things. But the sex should not be revealed, I feel, sir.
Two more
and
faculty.
I have 2 daughters, sir. So I feel now the scenario is changing. And as far as our place is concerned, they prefer daughters, sir, because in our place, all the girls work, mostly 99% of the female work in our place. And so even the migrating population, those who come from Madurai, even their mindset has changed there. They prefer females because the females take care of the parents now. Even if they don't stay together, they give money to their parents. And moreover, the government also gives money to the female children. Once the girl is born, they give around 10,000, they put it in their bank account, and only when the girl, after she attains the age of 18 or something, they can take her at the time of marriage.
I agree with you, ma'am. I have a son and a daughter, but
okay,
I think daughter is more likely to take care of us from how it goes now. I agree with you.
Okay,
can we have 2 more faculty there, please?
Yeah, sorry for coming late. We had another session at Hayat. Dr. Vijaya, Director of Kasturiba Gandhi Hospital. And about linking the Aadhaar, already we have the Pick Me registration where we get all the details, and each and every pregnancy is registered, and even the private patients are also coming to the PHC to get the Pick Me number so that their birth certificate is made online. So we are tracking them so they don't lose the track. And about revealing the sex, I think the literacy has to improve much in India. I don't think they will be that much magnanimous to carry a female child. I doubt about that.
Thank you.
I am Dr. Anjalakshi, President of Oxy. I feel linking this pregnancy with Aadhaar is not going to make any difference. And as Dr. Jailal was telling, I agree with him 100% that we have to reveal the sex, which has to be made mandatory. And since we have the Pick Me number, everything, you can follow up the pregnancy and find out, and you can have a detailed inquiry on that. So the revealing the sex, as he said, it's a parent's right to know about it. So when we are trying to improve to the US standard, why not in this aspect also? Okay. So it is a must that we should reveal the sex. Thank you.
Once again, that I am talking as a common man, not as a doctor. I told you. My strong view is that this act has not really served its purpose. The intention was good, but it has not really served its purpose. So the first pregnancy, definitely sex revealing should not be done. In the subsequent pregnancies, the parents should have the right, if at all they want to know, they must be entitled to know the sex of the child. And if definitely if the couple has got 2 children of the same sex, if they want, they must be given the right to know the sex of the fetus. That's my view.
Dr. TNR sir, please. Probably the final word.
Thank you. At least I could come down right now here. Very clear. An act enacted in this country has always been deterrent to the people who are using it. The same way, for 20 years, PCPNDT Act is there. Has it changed the sex, male-female sex ratio? Then it means the law is not effective in this country. I would like to put it forth to the law students who are sitting down here. If the law has not produced the desirable result, they should have analyzed why it has happened. They have been analyzed, but they have not been able to take forward because of the NGOs of this country. She was a minister, Maneka Gandhi was the first person who said the sex should be revealed. That was a thing which initiated me and Narasimha Rao. If the sex is determined, what is the sex? It is the duty of the government to follow till the baby is delivered. And if it is going to be followed, the system in Tamil Nadu is so best. I will have to underline, the system in Tamil Nadu or South India is terribly well organized. You have a CT, you have an ultrasound machine. This is an age of SIM card and digital India. I think Narasimha Rao was the person who found it out, innovated, because Jio was following the person. Today, income tax department is following every person everywhere. You have your SIM card in your ultrasound machine. You do an ultrasound, find the sex. Automatically, the report should go to the district authority. If it goes to the district authority with the address, the district authority should follow the lady who has been pregnant. See till it is getting delivered. That is all. It is all that simple. It will take away the PCPNDT Act away from the medical community. There should not be a law where science is innovative, which is not being beneficial to the society. You have your laparoscope. Jailal is the one person who does it, who has also been benefited by it also. You have a laparoscope. You don't want to have the abdomen open. You want 3 small holes and have a surgery, walk back to your work in 4th day, 5th day. You have the sex determined. Leave it to the government to follow it up. Why are you worried about the mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, brother-in-laws, husband, or whatever it is? It is the government's onus. Today, system has changed. When you are trying to put thing on the government onus, you say it is onus is on the individual to pay the income tax. I am not paying the income tax. Enforcement Directorate and every person is going to come to my house, try to take you, put it in Tigar jail, and if it can do that for income tax, why should not they do it for the child that is going to be born in this country? And why do they want to put the medical profession in such harassment? The number of papers and documents that you have to write and report it to the authority. Every law in the country enacted has only produced more corruption. And that corruption starts from the place where there are second and third level employees, and our own medical fraternity are sitting there who are spineless to control their corruption. If that corruption has to be weaned off, use the digital technology like how Narasimha Rao was found out, and have your ultrasound machines, report it to the authorities, follow the patient till they deliver, then it makes simple for the doctors to practice this profession, and nobody will be sitting here trying to talk why the sex should not be determined or not. The first child or second child, don't worry, every child, determine the sex, follow the child till it is born. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll need to spend some time to compile everything that has been said. All consensus on that there's a need to track and follow up, that the PNDT Act needs a relook. There's an overall consensus. There has been some division of opinion on privacy. Just to mention it, just for food for thought, we try to look up to the US system of medicine practice. So there they also have some in the larger national interest. So when you look up to the American system of practice of medicine, I think this is something we can emulate also, where the general citizens do not object to the government tracking certain aspects of their geography, where they live, what they own or what they pay, what they pay in terms of tax or earn. The other thing about ultrasound machine, there's one of the advocates who was saying, there's a difference between claiming benefits and statutory needs. See, linking Aadhaar for certain benefit schemes is one thing, But if there is a statutory law to say that linking this is going to save somebody's life, because as far as judiciary is concerned, every life is sacrosanct. So if there is going to be some linking or a participation from the public and doctors to save a life, it becomes a statutory need, nothing to do with the claiming of the benefits. Then the other advocate had a question about linking all the scan machines. The thing is, because I won't blame you, because the media has hyped as though the ultrasound machine is only for the purpose of gender determination. But you would have heard here many experts are opining that ultrasound machine goes well beyond all this. In fact, the gender determination is a very small aspect. And one of the faculty here just said it could even be linked to an app in the mobile phone. So there is initially, as I said, there's an analogy I try to draw. A person who tries to commit suicide with using a rope to hang himself. Initially, you can grab the rope and save him. But if you're going to go after all the ropes in the country, the person who wants to commit suicide will choose other methods. So which is what is happening now. Because ultrasound machine is used in anesthesia, it's also used in veterinary science. Even in animals, when they treat animals, they use ultrasound machine. There have been decoy operations where they found patients are going to veterinary hospital and finding out the gender. It has been proven. And the government is declaring awards for information, like 2 lakhs, 1 lakh and so on and so on. So why don't we use those resources to benefit the girl child after birth? We are trying to use our resources, our time and energy to scan so many centers, inspect so many centers. So the objective of this is when you come down digitally and when you say we are tracking this digitally and declaring the gender, the number of scan centers to be watched for, the number of pregnancies to be watched for becomes very few, probably half. So the efforts and the resources are being put more usefully or more meaningfully. So the amount of money that is being spent on Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao implementation is about 1,100 crores. So all those can be used beneficially. The other thing is just out of all this discussion, I just did a small arithmetic. The mandatory requirements of the PCPNDT. To fulfill these requirements, the number of papers that we use, I calculated the number of trees that need to be cut down at the national level. And excluding the litigation, the registration process, just to comply with this law, the number of trees that need to be cut down in our country is 1,05,000. Only to comply with this law. Per annum. So, at the end of doing all this, what is happening to our CSR? The child sex ratio. So, I think all of us are on one page that there needs to be a relook. How we are going to do a relook, how we are going to get in the citizens' participation, and so on. I think it needs a bit of homework. I think I should thank the faculty for giving wonderful inputs to all this. I'll try my best to compile this in the next 1 hour that I have. But I think a lot of work will go on further into this, and probably we'll have one more session to think about it and then come out with the proper white paper. So thank you very much, all the faculty and the participants who have been attentive here.
Stay back for lunch and be with us for the afternoon session also.